You're listening to Carolina Forest Panther Football on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network. And it starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Bagwell Stadium here in North Charleston, South Carolina, as the Carolina Forest Panthers have another road game and they face off against a very tough opponent in number 2 ranked Fort Dorchester Patriots. Carolina Forest coming into this matchup 1-0 after a big win last week against West Brunswick. My name is Brandon Biskobing. I will be bringing you all the action, and joining me, as usual, is Preston Payne. And Preston, before we get to this game, unfortunately, we have to talk about something that just broke a few hours ago, that we're going to have another chaotic week because Conway is officially in quarantine. So that game that Carolina Forest was supposed to start Region 6 play, the double play, however you want to describe it, playing each region opponent twice. That was supposed to start next week against Conway at home, but that game has been canceled now. So now the Panthers have to figure out who they're going to be playing next week. And you mentioned something that I didn't even think about, the fact that it was supposed to be senior night. It was supposed to be, that is the rivalry game too. It was supposed to be the home game for the rivalry game, all of that. So disappointing that that game won't be able to be played.
Right, and it's got to be disappointing for, obviously senior night is going to be pushed back to a later date and that type of thing, but it's just got to be, you're amped up, you have that specific game circled. It's a rivalry game, it's senior night, and you have that date circled for, since the schedule has come out, and then you hear, oh, Conway's being quarantined, and you don't know if your senior night's going to get pushed back or what the deal's going to be.
Yeah, it's been a crazy start to the season, so another crazy beginning. We'll take a quick break for the national anthem and then come right back and get you ready for kickoff right here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls is Myrtle Beach's first Acai restaurant. Costa Bowls is a fruit bowl restaurant that also serves pitaya bowls, makes smoothies, hot oatmeal bowls, and parfaits. Costa Bowls. Eat something fresh and healthy on the go. Costa Bowls always serves fresh and healthy food that is happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls. Always fresh.
There's a new chicken in town. Bo Supreme Tenders aren't just good. They're made from scratch good. Recurring dream good. Pull over and crush them in the parking lot good. Cause they're made with juicy chicken that's ex-vegetarian good. And a bold southern crunch that's good to the last crumb good. Did we mention house-made buttermilk ranch good? Bo Supreme Tenders. They're good. It's Bo time.
Welcome back as we are starting to get ready for kickoff, and now that we've gotten the bad news out of the way, let's focus on some football here tonight. This matchup, like I mentioned, between the number 2 ranked Fort Dorchester Patriots and the Carolina Forest Panthers. Carolina Forest not quite in the rankings yet, but they are receiving votes in the media poll. Go through some of the other polls and rankings around the state. In the Max Prep state rankings, Fort Dorchester is ranked 3rd in South Carolina. Carolina Forest ranked 19th. In the 5A rankings for Max Preps, Fort Dorchester is ranked 2nd with Carolina Forest 13th. In the Ken Massey rankings, Fort Dorchester 14 with Carolina Forest at 15. The High School Sports Report Sweet 16, Fort Dorchester at 3, Carolina Forest at 15. And the in-the-game power rankings, Fort Dorchester at 2, Carolina Forest at 9. Basically every poll, every ranking, everywhere, thinking Fort Dorchester is going to win this game more than likely. But, Carolina Forest showed what they were made of last week, tying a school record for most points in a single game last week, led by Scott Saylor. In his first game under center for the varsity team, Scott threw for 219 yards and 3 touchdowns on 13 of 14 passing. One of the coaches right after the game, right after we signed off, mentioned, did you know that Scott Saylor only had 1 incompletion last week? He had an amazing game in the air, but also did well on his feet as well, rushing for 59 yards and 3 scores on the ground. He finished with a 128.5 QBR. That is some impressive numbers.
And especially for a first-time starter on the varsity level. Played JV last year, but stepping up on the varsity stage as a junior, just absolutely, I don't think you could ask for a better game.
You can't ask for a better game, and he did a lot himself, but he also had a lot of help as well. Luke Janik rushing for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns on 7 carries. And sophomore running back Khalil Johnson showed what he was made of. We mentioned it throughout that game, the power and ice, or the fire and ice combination. Khalil Johnson had rushed for 84 yards and a score of his own. T-Mars McCollum did well. He was the main beneficiary of Scott's throwing, catching 3 passes for 112 yards and 2 touchdowns, including an amazing 57-yard bomb from Saylor that McCollum was able to get underneath and just take it himself the rest of the way.
And with that, on that specific play, it wasn't just Scotty bombing it down the field. It was a catch over a defender, making a couple moves and getting to the end zone. And you know what that stat line reminds me of? The famous Randy Moss stat line, the 3 receptions, 3 touchdowns, and 287-something yards or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stat line that kind of reminds me of. On 3 receptions, he had 2 touchdowns and a whole bunch of yards.
Yeah, exactly. It was just it was a great showing all around from the entire team. And on top of that, they really showed, and this is what the Panthers are known for, it seems. We talked about it in the pregame last week. Is Scott Saylor going to be able to step into the shoes of Kyle Watkins? I talked about it last year. Is Kyle Watkins going to be able to step into the shoes of Mason Garcia? It just seems like they talk about Penn State being linebacker U. Carolina Forest is quarterback high school now. It just year after year after year, it's just a revolving door of quarterbacks, and no matter who you put in there, they win.
And it's one of those things where you hear the term quarterback whisper used a lot in the pros and college, and kind of just being able to tell a quarterback what he needs to be able to do and showing him how to do it and telling him how to kind of survey the field and that type of thing and go through his progressions. Well, is Coach Morris a quarterback whisperer at the high school level with a revolving door of quarterbacks and being able to consistently bring them to success, at least so far that we've seen from Scott Saylor? Do you think he is that type?
I would say it's it's possible, but knowing Coach Morris, if you asked him that question, you know what he would say? He wouldn't say that it was anything to do with the quarterbacks. He would say it would be all about the offensive line. And he is absolutely right. Because one of those passes to T. Mars McCollum in that game, Scott had 5 seconds. He just sat. He didn't even move. He did not take one step. He got the ball, just stood in the pocket for a good 4 or 5 seconds, and then found McCollum right in the end zone. That's the type of protection that Scott Saylor is going to have this season. And, it's going to be great. But speaking of the line, this is another week that the offensive line has to face off against a top-notch guy on the interior. This time a defensive tackle, and that is in Demetrius Watson, DJ Watson. Watson has received offers from South Carolina, Arizona State, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, and Va-Tech, as well as Georgia State. Those are some big-time programs.
And with, I think his name was Wyatt or White last game for West Brunswick, he had committed to Duke, and you don't think of Duke as a powerhouse football. It's not, because it's really not a powerhouse football school. But you hear South Carolina, Arizona, like those types of teams, and you're having to go up against that. But we also let's take a breath for a second, because we also said that we were going to have to run away from Wyatt and that type of thing, and
they didn't at all.
And we really didn't, because we ran straight up the middle and we ran out to the side and whatever the case may be. So I think we just take a breath and we just say, hey, until we see him do something as a play wrecker on defense, I think we just calm down.
And I think another thing too is knowing what you're up against, the offensive line, especially the center, especially when it comes to Cooper Dale and those guards, Bryson Johnson and Rashawn Owens. They know that they're going to have their work cut out for them against Watson, so they've been probably working on that all week, getting ready for this game, and making sure that that Watson does not have the game that he wants to have. They are going to make sure that he is not able to impose their will on the team as the coin toss is going on the field. Can't tell who won or lost the toss. I believe Fort Dorchester won the toss, and I believe the Panthers will receive. But we will have to wait and see, as we are just about ready to get this game underway.
Yeah.
Both teams getting ready to come out of the tunnel. One thing that's nice, one thing that's cool about, and this is a great facility here at Bagwell Stadium. One thing that's pretty cool, they have a big opening in the middle of the bleachers on the home side that the Patriots run out of, and they are getting set to run out of the tunnel, and we are just about set to get this game underway. Another thing to note, the Panthers are looking for some history tonight. They have not been able to beat the Patriots in either program history. The Patriots are 5-0 in the history of these two teams facing off against each other. The last matchup was in 2017 in the playoffs here at Bagwell Stadium, and the Patriots dominated the Panthers in that one, 55-13. But that was before the Panthers really got things going. 2019, 2020, making it to the lower state championship. This is definitely a different Panthers team than Fort Dorchester has ever seen before. So this should be a good one as both teams run out onto the field and into their respective sidelines. Some smoke comes through as the Patriots run onto the field. They definitely have their presentation down pat here at Fort Dorchester as we are just about set to get things underway here in North Charleston. Any final words before we get this one kicked off?
Yeah, I think this will be an intriguing game to see. I think this will be Scotty's first real test as a quarterback. I would also like to point out that according to the box office like the tickets that they hand out at the front, the online tickets sold were around 1,500. It doesn't look like that much here, but this is still a pretty big crowd for a for just a regular football game, not playoffs or anything.
And not to mention a game that that was just made a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
This game was not on the calendar until Wednesday afternoon, and Fort Dorchester did win the coin toss. They did defer, so they will kick it off to the Panthers. Panthers will start with the ball as we are underway here in North Charleston. High kick down to the 7-yard line. Breaking a tackle and getting taken down at around the 27, 28-yard line. I believe that was Kellen McDowell who took that kickoff, and the Panthers will get things underway on offense. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side for the Panthers. Saylor takes the snap, hands it off to Janik. Janik tries to bounce it to the outside, but will only get a couple of yards. The ball's on the ground, and the Patriots have it. Luke Janik fumbles the ball on the first play from scrimmage, and Fort Dorchester is able to come up with it and take the ball right back on the first play. Very different from what happened in the first play from scrimmage against West Brunswick last week. Not a good start for the Panthers.
Yeah, he had a hole to run up to. The ball got punched out. Couldn't see who punched it out, but it just didn't really hold on to the ball right there.
Zoltan Osborne, his first chance. He shotgun set. 2 wide on either side, sends the running back in motion. Empty backfield, screen pass. Thrown to the far side and caught. Taken down after a gain of a couple. That will be Omarion Green who will make the catch. And they will mark him down at around the 28-yard line. So it'll be second down. Be 2nd and 4. Shotgun set. 2 wide on either side. The snap, hands it off. Going near side, trying to break around the corner, but will not quite be able to do so. A good job by Janik staying in his lane as Michael Smalls tried to bounce around the corner. But Janik was right there to stop him. He did get a gain of a couple, so he'll make it 3rd and 1 with the ball on the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was just an outside run there. Couldn't really get it to the outside. Good tackling by Janik.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side, 1 on the far side. The snap, they'll hand it off once again to Green. Oh, no, actually, they will. Osborne will keep it himself and will chug through the line and get all the way up to around the 11-yard line. They will mark it down at the 13-yard line, actually, but that will be enough for a Fort Dorchester first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 13-yard line for the Patriots.
And it looks like kind of the same thing that we saw against West Brunswick. Just a lot of a run and then a read option to come back with it.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Osborne takes the snap, fake handoff, lofts it into the end zone. High ball is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. That will be number 13, Demetrius McKelvey, who will make the catch. And that will put the Patriots on the board. It is now 6-0. The extra point may push it up to 7-0. Chase Kennedy to kick the extra point. The kick is up and good, and that'll extend the lead out to 7-0. So with a little over 3 minutes off the clock, or excuse me, a little over 2 minutes off the clock, the Patriots get the first points on the board. 7-0 Patriots. We'll take a quick break and come right back. Panthers trying to rebound on offense when we return here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
It all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Patriots about to kick it back off. And Kennedy will pooch it up, and it will be caught at around the 5-yard line, taken down to around the 20-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. They will spot it at the 18-yard line, so it'll be first down for the Panthers. Trying to get something going on offense. This time, Khalil Johnson will come out to play running back. Saylor gets the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson bounces inside, now breaks the tackle, and he will get all the way down to around the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down right at the 30-yard line. Not quite enough actually it will be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 30-yard line. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Hand it off. Johnson trying to get through the line, but he will be stuffed right at the line. But there is a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is.
And I think that's going to be face mask there. Saw Johnson kind of fly backwards.
So, looks like it is. Yes, you are correct. It will be a face mask on the Patriots. So, a lucky break for the Panthers, as they will get moved up all the way up to the 45-yard line. Still in their own territory, on their own 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 there. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Saylor. Motion offense. Now hands it off. Johnson bounces through the line and into Patriot territory, getting it down to the 46-yard line, just short of a first down. So it'll be 2nd and 2. Ball on the Patriots' 47-yard line. Second and 2. Saylor looking to the sideline to get a play call. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Hands it off again. This time getting stuffed is Johnson. But there is a flag on the play once again. That was Jaden Profit blasting through the line and getting into the backfield to stop Johnson. And there's a sideline warning against Fort Dorchester. So it will not be a penalty that will move the ball at all. but a sideline warning for Dorchester. So it will be now 3rd and 5, ball on the 50-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Sailor. Motion, and a flag is thrown. Looks like that may be a false start on the Panthers.
Looked like offside there. I think the defensive line jumped first. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yep, you are correct. It will be an offside on the Patriots, so that will be
inches. Oh, no.
No, they will move the chains. It will just be enough for the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line. Sailor looking over to the sideline for the play. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Sailor takes the snap. He'll go speed option, flips it over to Johnson, and he'll get tripped up, but not before he gets a gain of about 4 and gets down to the 40-yard line. Mark that at the 41-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Ball on the 41-yard line. 7-0 Patriots in the lead with 7.5 left to go in the first quarter. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. H-back as well as the running back to the near side of Sailor. Sailor hands it off to Janik, but Janik once again, oh no, he's still on his feet, but finally gets wrestled down. Nice job by Janik staying on his feet and dragging a couple of Fort Dorchester defenders for a gain of a couple, but wasn't really able to get much of anything going on that play there. And it'll be 3rd and 4 now for Carolina Forest.
Just a good inside run there, just kind of being able to bounce it out and break a couple tackles to even break the line of scrimmage there.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Sailor hands it off to Janik. He'll bounce out to the outside, but oh no, actually Sailor keeps it himself and he gets stuffed by a troop of Patriots. Aaron Lawrence will be the one that will be given the tackle, and that was a loss of about 3. And now it's 4th and 6 for the Panthers, but it looks like they're going to go for it. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Sailor snaps it, 2-step drop, throws it near side, and it is incomplete. Oh no, actually it will be caught on the sideline. A great catch. Oh, no, but a holding call. A great catch by Nathan Schussler on the sideline, but the holding penalty will wipe that play out. And now you have to wonder, are the Panthers going to go for it again, or are they going to decide to punt it now? It's going to be 3rd and 19. 4th and 19, or excuse me, 4th and 18. For the Panthers, and they're still going to go for it. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Oh, no, now Janik does back up, and he will boot it away. A long punt, a great punt by Janik. It will roll and will finally be taken by the Fort Dorchester returner, and he will get dragged down at about the 7-yard line. Oh, no, excuse me, the 15-yard line. So Fort Dorchester will take over there with a little over 5.5 left to go in the first quarter. And one thing I've noticed, except for that last play, which other than the holding worked, not much passing by the Panthers thus far.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the game plan or them just kind of going off kind of their script on what they wanted to start with, but
shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side, running up the middle and getting a couple is Michaels. So it'll be a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 now for the Patriots. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Osborne takes the snap, fake handoff, looking, has a ton of time in the pocket, a wide open receiver down the field, and it is caught for a big gain all the way down to the 35-yard line. That will be Omarion Green Davion Joyner who makes the catch. And the Patriots are threatening again already. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Fake handoff. Looking, having to run out of the pocket and scrambling a little bit is Osborne. He will get a gain of a couple. They'll mark him down at the 25-yard line, so give him a gain of 9 on that one. Oh, they'll actually mark him at the 26-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 1. Shotgun set. 2 wide on either side. Osborne takes the snap, hands it off. Actually decides to keep it himself, and he gets stuffed. And there is a flag down on the field. Oh, actually, it looked like there was a flag on the play, but they've decided to pick it up. And he just does get enough for the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Osborne takes the snap, 3-step drop, looking near side, screen pass is caught and taken down the sideline and getting pushed out of bounds, but not before Davion Joyner makes the catch for another Fort Dorchester first down, bringing it all the way down to the 13-yard line and getting the Patriots into the red zone once more. First and 10, ball on the 13. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side, and whistles are blown as the ball is snapped. Looks like it may be false start. We'll have to wait and see what the official calling is. Oh, no, it's actually going to be an offsides on Carolina Forest. So that's another 5 yards for Fort Dorchester, and now they are within 10 yards. So 1st and 5 on the 8-yard line for the Patriots. Empty backfield for Osborne. 4 wide on the far side. You may see a screen pass here. Osborne takes the snap. Now he actually looks into the, not quite into the end zone, but on a screen pass, or not a screen pass, a slant pass, excuse me. A quick slant pass to Demetrius McKelvey gets them a couple of yards and just enough for another Patriots first down. So it'll be 1st and goal with the ball on the 3-yard line. And that was an interesting play right there by the Patriots, fooling the Panther defense, expecting them to go one way and then throwing it to the solo man on the near side instead.
And that was just kind of to set up a one-on-one situation on the left side of the field.
Going under center, hands it off to the fullback, trying to blast through, but not quite. Oh, no, they will. No, excuse me. Thought for a second the umpire put his arms up, but they will mark him just short. So it'll be 2nd and goal on the 1-yard line. It's weird seeing a high school team going under center. You don't see it very often, especially up here in 5A. Again, going goal line set. Again, they'll hand it off to the fullback, and this time he will blast it through into the end zone for the Fort Dorchester touchdown.
And that was just a straight power set. Give it to your fullback, your biggest dude on the field at that time, and just send him right to the end zone.
That was 93 Devon Geddes who got the ball, who is normally a defensive end. They went the old refrigerator Perry play there.
Yeah, he's going to be the biggest guy. No one's going to stop that defensive lineman from getting in there.
Yeah. And the extra point is up and good. So with a little under 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter, Fort Dorchester up by 2 scores, 14-0. And we will take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls is Myrtle Beach's first Acai restaurant. Costa Bowls is a fruit bowl restaurant that also serves pitaya bowls, makes smoothies, hot oatmeal bowls, and parfaits. Costa Bowls. Eat something fresh and healthy on the go. Costa Bowls always serves fresh and healthy food that is happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls. Always fresh.
Panthers ready to get the ball back on offense, trying to get something going offensively. And you think it should be Khalil Johnson who's the main focal point.
I think that when he was running the ball, he was running it for good gains. A hold brought him back one time. Another hold brought him back on what would have been a 4th down conversion. But I think I think Johnson's been running the ball very well.
I want to see the passing game get going a little more because it seemed to work on the one play that they were able to pass as the kickoff is fielded at the 5-yard line. And it is taken down to about the 20-yard line. So that's where Carolina Forest will take over. Owen Hall was the one to bring it out. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side for the Panthers. The snap by Saylor. 2-step drop, throws it near side, caught, and taken down after a gain of about 6 is Anthony Aponte.
And I think that's kind of the reason that they were trying to shy away from the passing game right there, because you saw how quick the pass rush got in there and was able to kind of affect Scotty Saylor on his arm angle there.
But he still was able to complete the pass, so go use that West Coast offense. Snap, hands it off, Johnson blasts through the line, and he will get close to the 1st down, and they will give it to him. So that will be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest 1st down. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the 4 side for the Panthers. Saylor takes the snap, does not make a move at all, throws it deep, and it is incomplete. Hall was the intended receiver, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see who it's going to go against.
And it looks like pass interference based on where they threw the flag at. Their officials are kind of talking in a huddle right now. But it looked like a pass interference if they call something here.
But more than likely on Fort Dorchester. But yeah, and you are right. It is going to be pass interference on Fort Dorchester. So the Panthers get a break there. They get pushed up to the 47-yard line, still in their own territory.
And I think for as well as Fort Dorchester's played, they have been kind of sloppy on the defensive side with the penalties.
They have had a couple of penalties, so that's something that the Panthers could take advantage of. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Saylor takes the snap. No steps, dumps it off to Johnson, but he is not able to make the catch, but then gets blasted after he misses the catch. And you have to wonder if there's going to be a penalty on that for unsportsmanlike conduct.
There was a flag thrown as soon as the hit was made on Johnson there. Now, the only question is, do they eject him for such a late hit? And it looked like helmet to helmet.
Yeah, obviously it's not like in college where they can go back into the booth and see if it was. Does not look like it's going to be injected, but it was a personal foul, and that will move the Panthers up into Fort Dorchester territory. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 37-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Saylor takes the snap, hands it off to Janik. Janik tries to bounce around the edge, but is not able to do so. May have gained maybe 1, if anything. And like you mentioned, Luke Janik just cannot hit. He just can't get around the corners at all.
And that's why I said that I would like to see Johnson kind of more into the running game, because Johnson looked like he was being able to use that elusiveness that he has and being able to cut through some of the smaller holes that Janik, who is a bigger running back, might not be able to fit through.
And it looks like they're going to actually say he lost a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 11 now for the Panthers. 2nd and 11. Ball on the... As a flag is thrown. Ball's on the 38-yard line. And there is a flag on the field. Maybe false start on the Panthers.
Offside.
And it will actually be...
false start.
Well, it'll be illegal formation on the Panthers. So that will push them back even further. So it'll be 2nd and 16. Ball now on the 42-yard line. Make that the 43-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor takes the snap, 5-step drop. Looking deep, throwing it down the middle of the field, and it's tipped out of the hands of McCollum. Looked like McCollum had a chance to make that catch. But a great job on defense by the safety to make sure that he was not able to make that catch. Xavier Sanders with the coverage.
And that's a really good throw by Scotty Saylor there. Just got tipped away at the last second.
Saylor over the last couple of games has shown off his arm a couple of times. That will make it 3rd and long, 3rd and a mile. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Screen pass, throws it high, and McCollum is able to make the catch. He's able to break through. He could go down the far side sideline, and he will get taken down at the 6-yard line. They may mark him down a little bit further back than that, but that will certainly be enough for another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Panthers, and this is their best chance to score in the game thus far.
And that was just a simple screenplay. It looked like it was going to the right side, switched it back to the left side, and McCollum just makes a really good play in the open field.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. 1st and goal, Panthers, with the ball on the 9-yard line. Hands it off to Janik. Janik tries to break through the line, and he will get a couple.
And I don't even... It didn't look like Scotty was in the game.
I think they went Wildcat there.
I'm not mistaken. It looked like Johnson and Janik in the Wildcat there.
So the Panthers trying to go Wildcat and trying to fool the Fort Dorchester defense, as that will end the first quarter. The score after 14-0 Patriots, but the Panthers are threatening as we head to the second quarter. 14-0 Patriots as we head to break here on the Carolina Forest Panthers Football Network.
There's a new breakfast in town. Our new Bo's Chicken Biscuit isn't just good. With a scratch-made, fluffy buttermilk biscuit and bold, crunchy, hand-breaded fried chicken, it's convert to a morning person good. Just found your new go-to good. Capital G-O-O-D good. Because our breakfast is the kind of breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast good. Bo's Chicken Biscuit. It's good. It's Bo time.
Panthers threatening here to start off the second quarter. as the Panthers trying to get something going offensively, and we were mentioning it off during the break. I think the best option for the Panthers on offense is a combination of short passes, go with screen passes, go with slant patterns, and just get the ball to a receiver and let them do their work, and using Khalil Johnson.
Yeah, and it looks like, again, they're going to go into a Wildcat formation. I don't see Scotty on the field. I see Janik and Johnson.
Yeah, they're going to go Wildcat again with Janik at the quarterback position. And they're going to go heavy with 6 guys at the line. And a penalty flag is blown. It looks like it's going to be a false start on the Panthers.
And we've had more penalties in this game than we had all of the West Brunswick game.
Yeah, there weren't really many penalties at all during the West Brunswick game. So seeing this many penalties is not a good sign for the Panthers. And still they're going with the Wildcat. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Janik takes a snap. Fakes the handoff. He'll take it himself, trying to blast through the line, and he will get stuffed for only a gain of maybe 1 or 2. So it will now be 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line.
And Scotty's back on the field. I don't know who he came in for. Looks like Johnson he came in for.
He came in for Khalil Johnson. So Janik in at running back now. And the big question now is, obviously you want to convert this. Shotgun set 2 wide on either side. But if you don't convert this, do you go for it on 4th down or do you kick the field goal? The snap. Janik, 3-step drop, throwing it, and it's almost intercepted, but it's caught instead by T-Mars McCollum. Oh, no, excuse me. That will be
Anthony
Aponte who will make the catch, and that will be good for a Carolina Forest touchdown.
And you cannot put that ball in a better position. The cornerback, it looked like the safety actually was coming over, and it just floated right over the corner.
It looked like he tipped it for a second. I thought it was tipped. And Aponte was just able to come underneath it and make the catch off of the tip. But unfortunately, J.J. Chaddock is not able to convert the extra point. So it will be 14-6 now, Panthers down by 8. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther action right here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Panthers ready to kick it off as they have finally put some points on the board. 14-6. Panthers trail by 8 with just over 11 minutes left to go in the first half. J.J. Chaddock gets ready to kick it away. He puts it up, and it will be fielded at the 28-yard line. And that's where the Patriots will take over.
And, I mean, just a good drive, last drive for the Panthers. So let's see if the defense can get a stop here and try to get the ball back to the offense.
Yeah, that's going to be the key. It's very much like, it's basically the opposite of what happened in the game against West Brunswick last week, where now the defense has to make stops in order to get the Panthers back into this game. Shotgun set, hands it off, trying to get through the line and trying to drag a couple of Panthers, but he will get blown dead after a couple of yards. Michael Smalls with the run. He will get a gain of three or four. They'll mark him down at the 34-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 6. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. The snap, hands it off. Smalls tries to bounce to the far side, but he will get taken down at around the 37-yard line. And that will be 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. And this is a big 3rd down scenario for the Panthers if they want to get back into this game. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Osborne looking to the sideline for a play call.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's a play action here.
Smalls moves from far side to near side. They hand it off to Smalls, and he looks like he probably got enough. Just blasted through the line and was able to power his way behind his offensive line for a couple of yards. And they will mark him down at the 39-yard line. It will be enough for a Fort Dorchester first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the Fort Dorchester 39. Shotgun set, 4 empty backfield, 4 wide on the near side, 1 wide on the far side. May go to that near far side guy again. Pressure coming. Osborne has to get it out of the pocket, but he's able to complete it. Caught and taken all the way down to the 40-yard line is number 14, Davion Joyner. And that'll be enough for another Fort Dorchester first down. Good job by the Panthers getting the pressure, but a good job by Osborne being able to get out of it and find Joyner for the first down. They'll mark him down at the 39-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Shotgun set. 3 empty backfield. 4 wide on the far side again. The snap. Looking. 5-step drop. Looking deep. And just out of the reach of the lone receiver on the near side.
And that was just a simple fly route, just straight at the, just a straight shot to the end zone there.
Yeah, just a go route by Joyner again.
And it looks like that's what this kind of offense is. It's kind of setting up a one-on-one opportunity on the near side.
Once again, the running back setting out to the wide receiver position, 4 wide on the far side. This time looking far side, again going to Joyner on the near side. He catches it this time, is able to sidestep the man covering him. That was Luke Janik who was covering him. Or excuse me, that was actually Titus Davis who was covering him. And he was able to sidestep him, get around him, but stepped out of bounds in the process. But it was enough for another Fort Dorchester first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. Shotgun set, 4 wide on the far side again. Once again, dumping it down to Joyner on the near side. The sole man on the right side of the offense. He's able to catch it again. Gets taken down by a couple of Panthers. But he is able to gain another 10. And it's enough for another Fort Dorchester first down. And I'm surprised at this point that they're not trying to double-team Joyner.
And that's basically what they've been doing this entire drive, is just going to him.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Again trying to go to Joyner, and again he makes the catch. And this time getting it down to the 6-yard line.
Just Joyner, looks like on this drive.
And that will be enough for another Fort Dorchester first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 7-yard line. 1st and goal. Ball on the 7-yard line. Shotgun set. 1 wide on either side. The snap. trying to quarterback scramble is Osborne. He will get a couple, but will not quite be able to get to the end zone. Take it down at around the 2-yard line by Jordan Pugh. So it'll be 2nd and goal, ball on the 2-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Osborne takes the snap, hands it off, blasting it through the line and getting into the end zone is number 12, Marion Mitchell. And that is another Fort Dorchester touchdown. Marion Mitchell, the Berkeley transfer, was on Berkeley, decided to come to Fort Dorchester for his final year of high school ball, and he runs it in for the touchdown and extends the lead out to 14 for now. More than likely will be 15 after the extra point. The extra point is up and good by Chase Kennedy. So that will make the score 21-6 with 7:16 left to go in the first half. We'll take a quick break and come right back. Panthers get the ball right back, hoping to score yet again and keep this game at least within striking distance here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls is Myrtle Beach's first Acai restaurant. Costa Bowls is a fruit bowl restaurant that also serves pitaya bowls, makes smoothies, hot oatmeal bowls, and parfaits. Costa Bowls. Eat something fresh and healthy on the go. Costa Bowls always serves fresh and healthy food that is happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls. Always fresh.
Panthers getting ready to get the ball back, and like we mentioned, the defense is going to need to get a stop at some point if the Panthers hope to get within striking distance.
Yeah, and it's just going to be stopping Joyner, it looks like. I mean, no one really else touched the football besides the running back on a 2nd and 2, like a 2nd and goal from the 2.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be up to stopping Joyner, and I think we can do it if we just send a double team his way.
And it seems like the Patriots are using that trips formation with and focusing on the sole man, the guy on an island on the other side of the ball. The kickoff is downed. Will actually sail into the end zone, so it will be a touchback. Panthers will take over at the 20-yard line. So the Panthers trying to get something going offensively again, keep this game within striking distance. 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor takes the snap, high snap, 2-step drop, looking far side, and it is caught and taken down by Anthony Aponte. It will be a gain of 7, so it'll be 2nd and 3.
And just a quick pass to Anthony Aponte in the flat, kind of like what we saw in the West Brunswick game.
Yeah, and that's what the Panthers are going to need to do. Just, don't try to go for the deep ball. Just try to move the ball methodically down the field. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. Saylor. High snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson blasts through the line. He gets some room, and he's able to get all the way down to the 36-yard line. That will be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
Just a good run by Johnson, and I've said he's going to be the back that I think they go to more often this game.
Looks like it. 1st and 10, ball on the 36. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Aponte in motion from near side to far side. The snap, 5-step drop, and Saylor gets crunched back well behind the line. That sack is made by, hard to read the numbers for Dorchester. It's gray on gray. It's one of those. It's the broadcaster's worst nightmare jerseys.
Yeah.
So I believe it was not. I believe it was Quantrell Mathis, number 92, or it might have been DJ Watson. But either way, it's now a second and very long. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. The snap, 2-step drop. Sailor throws it far side, and it's caught. Trying to stay on his feet, but getting wrestled down is Aponte. But he will make the catch for a gain of a couple, and that will make it 3rd and 12.
And it looked like for a second if he would have just turned upfield instead of trying to make an extra juke inside, he could have gotten a few more yards. But still a good passing catch there to make it 3rd and 12.
So 3rd and 12, ball on the 34-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Sailor, 5-step drop, getting some pressure once again. This time scrambling, looking deep, throwing it, and a little overthrown. Was going for McCallum, but he was not able to quite hang on to it. Just a little bit too high for McCallum to make the catch. And that will set up 4th and long. And you have to imagine that the Panthers more than likely are punting it. And Luke Janik is coming out probably for that purpose. Janik backs up and will boot it away. Some pressure by Fort Dorchester, but he's able to get it off. And a great punt by Janik. Fielded and taken upfield and pushed out of bounds. But not before Trey Ryan was able to get a few yards on the punt return and bring it out to around, we'll see where they mark it. They will mark him down at the 21-yard line.
And that was a good heads-up play by I couldn't tell whose number it was, but he pushed him out of bounds, realizing that the sideline was right there, and just not having to fully wrap up, just make sure he gets out of bounds.
I thought he got a few more yards than he did, but I guess he stepped out of bounds a little early. But either way, it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 21-yard line for Fort Dorchester. And this is a big moment in this game. Panthers really need a stop. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. A low snap. Osborne having to scramble out of the pocket off of the low snap, and he will get pushed out of bounds for a loss of a couple. And that's a good break, a lucky break for the Panthers.
And it looked like for a second that it just was an untimely snap. Like the snap, he wasn't ready for the snap, it looked like.
Yeah.
So it just kind of wasn't just a lucky break for the Panthers, and they were able to capitalize on it.
So that will set up a 2nd and 14. He's at 2nd and 16. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. The snap, looking for a screen, passes it, caught, and being able to take it up the field, still on his feet. Demetrius McCallum, or McKelvey makes the catch. And he's able to get 14 yards and make what was a 2nd and very long now to a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2. A great screen pass for Fort Dorchester, and now this 3rd down is manageable once more. Shotgun set, trips to the near side. And there is a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is. This may be a break for the Panthers. And it will actually be on the Panthers. It will be offsides on the Panthers. So that'll give Fort Dorchester a 1st down. And like we mentioned, penalties are hurting the Panthers tonight.
Yeah, just way too many penalties for being in the situation that they're in on the scoreboard.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. McKelvey takes the snap. Fake handoff. Looking middle. Throws it. Caught. And breaking it down the sideline and getting pushed out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. that was number 5, Trey Ryan, who made the catch. And that will be enough for a Fort Dorchester first down. It will actually get pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A huge gain for Ryan. And just like that, once again, the Patriots are threatening. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. Throws it up the middle, and it's tipped, but caught. And it looks like they will say that Titus Davis caught it on the interception, but there is a flag on the play. And there's a thought for a second there was a Panther down, but he was just tying his shoe, I think.
I honestly don't know what the penalty flag is, I'm going to be honest. Usually I'm kind of on top of it, but this time...
Perhaps pass interference, maybe?
No, because the flag's on the line, almost at the line of scrimmage. So
maybe a holding on the offense, but if that's the case, I believe they called the interception, so...
The refs are conferring on the field right now.
So we'll see what the call is.
If this is an interception, it's a very timely interception.
And it's a penalty on the Panthers. Oh, that's a huge blow for the Panthers. An illegal substitution penalty for the Panthers wipes out an interception by Titus Davis.
And that's just another unlucky break for the Panthers there.
So it'll be 1st and 5. Ball on the 20-yard line. Snap. 3-step drop. Dumps it out to the flat and caught reaching for the end zone, but not quite able to get there. And taken down is Michael Smalls. But it will be enough for another Fort Dorchester first down. It will be 1st and goal, ball on the 6-yard line. And Fort Dorchester once again threatening to score here. 2:50 left to go in the first half.
And
looks like there's a timeout being called. Timeout is called by Carolina Forest. So we'll take a quick break with them. 2:50 left to go in the first half. 21-6. Panthers in the lead here on the Patriots in the lead here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
There's a new chicken in town. Bo Supreme tenders aren't just good, they're made from scratch good. Recurring dream good. Pull over and crush them in the parking lot good. Cause they're made with juicy chicken that's ex-vegetarian good. And a bold southern crunch that's good to the last crumb good. Did we mention house-made buttermilk ranch good? Bo Supreme tenders. They're good. It's Bo time.
Fort Dorchester trying to extend their lead out to 22. Currently up by 15. 1st and goal, ball on the 6-yard line. Shotgun set. 2 wide on the near side. Hands it off. Blasting through the line and getting close to the goal line. No indication yet. I believe they will give him the touchdown. Michael Smalls bounces it in and will extend the lead. Actually, that will be Zion Reynolds who puts it in. And now the extra point attempt to extend the lead out to 22 by Chase Kennedy.
Just another run up the middle. It seems like their bread and butter down in the red zone.
Chase Kennedy puts it up, and the extra point is good. So that will extend the lead out to 22. So it's 28-6 with 2:43 left to go in the first half. Panthers really need to get something going on offense and hope the defense can do something. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action right here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Patriots ready to kick it off once more. Chase Kennedy about to put it up in the air. And, I mean, the Panthers are going to need a lot as it's put up and fielded at around the 3-yard line, trying to get something going, but getting taken down at around the 20-yard line is number 4, Owen Hall. So the Panthers will take over at the 20-yard line. And while they're going to need a lot, this would be a great opportunity to run. It's a little over 2 minutes left to go. Run a 2-minute drill here, score, and go into the locker room with a little bit of momentum.
Looked like a face mask. There was a penalty on the play.
Oh, there was a penalty on the kick return. A face mask on for Dorchester, so it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. And that's where the Panthers will start. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor, the snap, 5-step drop, screen pass, caught by Janik. Janik breaks the lane, and he'll get a lane, and he will get taken down at the 41-yard line. A great gain by Luke Janik.
I think that was Johnson.
Yeah, you're right.
Johnson came out of the backfield and caught a screen pass, and just being able to use that speed and elusiveness got a big play there.
So Khalil Johnson with a nice gain on 1st down. 1st and 10 again. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the other side. Saylor takes a 3-step drop, throws it near side to the sideline. Owen Hall is able to make the catch. No, they will say he was not able to make the catch. Stepped out of bounds. So it'll be 2nd and 10, and there is a flag on the play. And it looks like there may be an unsportsmanlike conduct play on someone.
I couldn't really see what was happening on that near sideline.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still conferring, and it looks like...
He seems to be pointing towards Fort Dorchester.
And he is.
So it'll be an unsportsmanlike conduct on Fort Dorchester. So that will push the Panthers up 15 yards and give them a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor takes a snap, fakes the handoff. We'll hand it off to Johnson, and he gets stuffed at the line. We'll see if they'll give him anything. Looks like he just got back to the line. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Oh, no, they actually will say he lost 1 yard. So 2nd and 11. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. 1:45 left to go in the half. The snap. Rolling out. Now throwing near side. Hall makes the catch. He'll get a lane. He'll go. He's still on his feet, and he will get taken down at around the 10-yard line. Mark him down at the 12-yard line. That's a gain of 12. Actually, mark him down at the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. 15-yard line. They'll fake it, a handoff. Saylor will keep it himself, and he will get taken down. Actually, that's Luke Janik. Oh, no, excuse me. It is Scott Saylor.
And just going back to the read option there with Scotty taking it himself.
Yeah, Scott Saylor got a gain of 9, so it'll be 2nd and 1, ball on the 6-yard line. And a timeout will be called, I believe, by the Panthers. Oh, no, actually, the Patriots will call a timeout. And like I mentioned, this is exactly what you want to see, at least offensively, going into the locker room.
Yeah, this is kind of what you needed. If they are going to come back in this game, they need this touchdown. And if they do end up going for it, they absolutely need to get the extra point or the 2-point conversion to go in.
Yeah.
To be converted.
Yeah. Absolutely. So this is a big drive in this game. Panthers down by 22 right now, 28-6. With 1:05 left to go in the second quarter.
And like you said on a break earlier, that missed extra point could come back to bite them if they can't get a 2-point conversion, if they do elect to go for it.
Yeah. You'll have to wonder, do you kick the field goal at least early on and then wait until it is crunch time to try to go for 2, or do you try to go for 2 right away? But they need to score either way. Shotgun set, 2 running backs in, one on either side of Saylor. They will hand it off to Johnson, but oh no, Saylor keeps it himself on the read option, but he's not able to get much of anything. And he will get taken down at around the 6-yard line. No gain, so it's still 3rd and inches. Interesting decision by the Panthers, though, going with that 2 running back option, and they're going with it again. We'll see what they do with it. This time, hands it off to Janik. Janik pounds it through the gap and is able to get enough for the first down and gets it down to the 5-yard line. Gain of 4. And so now it'll be 1st and goal at the 5. Still keeping the 2 running backs in. Shotgun set, 2 running backs, 1 on either side. Now the Patriots will call another timeout with 25.6 seconds left to go in the first half.
And the reason that they're doing this right now is because they know this is a big possession for both sides. If the Panthers can get a score here, they're kind of back in this game if they can get a stop in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's going to be the key, obviously, like we were talking about, is getting a stop defensively, which the Panthers have yet to be able to do. But if they're able to score right here and go into the locker room with some momentum, at least they have a chance. At least they're within striking distance.
Yeah. And and like we've talked about, it just kind of seems like every time that something big for the Panthers happens, it's either called back by a penalty or just an unlucky break happens at some point of the play.
So once again, going with the 2 running back set. Shotgun set, 2 running backs, 1 on either side of Saylor, 2 wide receivers on the near side. 1st and 5. Saylor takes a snap, speed option, pitches it out to Johnson. Johnson will blast through and get around the corner, get into the end zone for...
Short.
Oh, no, they will actually mark him just short
and it
of the end zone.
I think Janet got that pitch on the outside there and got it to the corner, it looked like.
Okay, I thought it was Johnson on that side at first, but it was Janik.
Yeah, Johnson was over on that side as well. It was just because of the speed option. They were all over there.
So it'll be now 2nd and goal from the 1. Once again, going with the 2 running back set. Saylor takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson will get a great block by Janik, and he'll get into the end zone for a touchdown.
And that's just a good setup on that 2 running back set right there. Just able to get Johnson a good block, and Janik, like you said, a really good block on the outside to make sure Johnson got that corner.
Yeah, Janik just came through and put a huge block on one of the 4 Dorchester cornerbacks to make sure Johnson had enough space to get around the edge into the end zone for a touchdown. They will kick the extra point. They will not try to go for 2 quite yet, and he misses it. No, actually, this time it does go in. Looked at first like it was sailing to the right, but it does just get through the crossbars, and that will make the score now 28-13. Panthers at least within striking distance, and with 14.4 seconds left to go, the Patriots, I don't think, have a chance to, barring something super crazy happening, I don't think they have a chance to put another score up on the board before we go into halftime.
Yeah, but even then, that is a really good drive to go into the half.
Yeah.
Just make sure nothing crazy happens in this final 14.4 because, as we both know, anything can happen. And just how explosive these Fort Dorchester wide receivers have been, I hope that the Panthers are still attentive for this final 14 and some change.
So Schussler will get ready to kick it away. Or excuse me, Chaddick will get ready to kick it away. Chaddick squib kicks it, rolling on the ground, fielded and taken down at around the 35-yard line.
And the kick almost was barring something crazy because it bounced off of Fort Dorchester's player's leg and kind of just bounced around. And
could you imagine if the Panthers would have been able to recover that? They wouldn't have had time probably. This isn't like in the college or the pros where you get to, the 30-yard line and you're able to make a field goal. They probably wouldn't have had enough time to make anything happen, but still, that would have been a huge momentum boost.
And even if you don't have anything like set to play because there's only 10 seconds left, there's a chance at a Hail Mary there, and even then something crazy can happen.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. The snap. Osborne looking near side, passes it over to the only man on that side, Davion Joyner. Joyner getting another pass. And he takes it out of bounds at around the 44-yard line. A gain of 9 for him. 6 seconds left to go. And we'll have to see if Osborne is willing to heave one up. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. 3-step drop, getting some pressure, and he will get taken down. He is taken down by Noah Chuddick. Actually, I think that was Darius Montgomery out there. But either way, that will end the first half with the score 28-13. The Patriots of Fort Dorchester in the lead. But the Panthers are able to go into the locker room with a little momentum, scoring on the last full drive of the half. So we'll take a quick break and come right back with some first half stats and analysis and get you ready for the second half here on the Carolina Forest Panthers Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls is Myrtle Beach's first Acai restaurant. Costa Bowls is a fruit bowl restaurant that also serves pitaya bowls, makes smoothies, hot oatmeal bowls, and parfaits. Costa Bowls. Eat something fresh and healthy on the go. Costa Bowls always serves fresh and healthy food that is happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls. Always fresh.
There's a new breakfast in town. Our new Bo's Chicken Biscuit isn't just good. With a scratch-made, fluffy buttermilk biscuit and bold, crunchy, hand-breaded fried chicken, it's convert to a morning person good. Just found your new go-to good. Capital G-O-O-D good. Because our breakfast is the kind of breakfast that eats other breakfast for breakfast good. Bo's Chicken Biscuit. It's good. It's Bo time.
Welcome back as we are at halftime. This is the Bojangles Bow Time halftime show, and we've got some stats for halftime real quick before we get to some analysis. Halftime stats: the biggest rushing guy is Khalil Johnson. Not really all that surprising. 35 yards on 8 carries. Luke Janik has 14 yards on 7 carries. Like we mentioned, hasn't really been able to get much of anything going thus far tonight. For Dorchester side, Zoltan Osborne has had 22 yards on 5 carries, and Michael Smalls has had 17 yards on 5 carries. Passing-wise, Scott Saylor has gone 7 for 11 for 98 yards, and Zoltan Osborne has gone 13 of 14 for 214 yards. That's the big stat right there. That's the difference in the game right there, essentially.
Yeah, and it's not even one of those things where Scotty's playing necessarily bad. His yards per attempt is right around 9 yards per attempt. It's just he's not getting them in volume. It's not really a high attempt type of game. And to be honest, it is a high attempt game because he had 14 passes the entirety of the West Brunswick game.
Yeah.
So they are going to him more, but it just doesn't feel like it because you feel like they should be going to him more based on his performances last week and in the first half this week.
Yeah, definitely. On the receiving front, T-Mars McCollum has 1 catch for 34 yards. Basically, like we talked about last week, he's not really a volume back. He's more of, Randy Mossing it and just catching 1 catch for many yards. Anthony Aponte has 4 catches for 28 yards. On Fort Dorchester side, Davion Joyner. I was about to say Decarrion Joyner. He's from South Carolina. Davion Joyner, 6 catches for 109 yards.
That sounds about right, considering how many times we've called his name and how big those plays that we've called his name on have been.
And then Trey Ryan, 1 catch for 41 yards. And Demetrius McKelvey, 2 catches for 26 yards. So, yeah, the Patriots have just been, dominating on both sides of the ball. Not so much on... Well, they were dominating on defense at first, but now the Panthers are starting to get a little bit of momentum going on offense and starting to get a better feel for this Patriots defense. But the question is, much like what happened on the flip side with West Brunswick, is it going to be too little too late?
And I think the difference, though, between the West Brunswick and this game is that West Brunswick is more of a run-heavy offense, and that's kind of what I've seen. From what I've seen, this defense is better suited against is a run-heavy offense. And with a pass-heavy offense, if the corners aren't getting back or the safeties aren't getting back, then that's kind of where that gets in trouble. And if you're trying to stack the box against the run, then if there's a fly route like we've seen a couple times from McCollum, then he gets behind the defense, and that's where those big receptions come from.
Yeah, and that's what the Panthers are going to need to do if they want to get back into this game. But that's going to be the big question: is what both whether they're going to be able to do it on offense, but also the defense outside of that last drive, which wasn't really a drive, they have yet to stop the Patriots' offense.
And like we've said a couple times already, it's almost the reverse of the West Brunswick game, just with less scoring on both sides. The defense being able to, Fort Dorchester defense being able to kind of get stops here and there. Carolina Forest's offense kind of scoring sometimes and just kind of intertwined. But with the Carolina Forest defense not being able to get stops all that often.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it basically is kind of an opposite of last week with Fort Dorchester, the offense just being able to run right through the Carolina Forest defense right now. And we mentioned it last week that was the one big thing about last week's game was that Carolina Forest played so well on offense, but the defense could do a lot better.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of showing the flaws in this in the defense this week compared to last week, because West Brunswick is not as good as Fort Dorchester. So therefore, it's kind of showing some of the holes in the defense and where maybe looking forward to region play, whenever we get to region play, where we can fill in the holes and that type of thing.
But I will say, especially for a young team like this, obviously you never want to lose a game. But to face off, and this is one question, if I would have had a chance to do my normal interview with Coach Morris before the game, this is something I was going to ask him yes, you never want to lose a game, but having a game like this where you're facing one of the top teams in the state in 5A, does this help you moving forward? Even if this team isn't, obviously we hope that they're able to come back, but even if they aren't, as long as they're able to give Fort Dorchester a run for their money, this could be a very good learning experience for a very young, a relatively young Panther team that we talked about it last week, that it's a relatively inexperienced Panther team. This could be a very good learning experience going into region play and then going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is this team needs to be able to use this as a springboard and not a roadblock. Coach Morris, Coach DeWalt for varsity basketball, they both use kind of the same analogies, a springboard versus a roadblock. If you can turn this into a learning moment, even if they don't come back, if you can turn this into a learning moment for the future, I think it's going to help them greatly with making it to playoffs and hopefully advancing in playoffs like a deep playoff run.
Yeah, as we have about a little under 3.5 minutes to go before the start of the second half. Go through real quick all of the players from both of these teams. I didn't get a chance to do it last week that are at the next level. Panthers have a good few. Jeff Mario Brown over at Arkansas State. Anthony Morrow at Campbell. A bunch of guys at Coastal. Antoine Loper. Tyler Marchese. Tommy Schubert, Quazim Porter, Caleb Godfrey from last year at Coastal now, Mason Garcia, obviously, at East Carolina, as is Josh Murphy. Josh Murphy actually going to play this year, I think. Mason Garcia, the second-string quarterback for East Carolina this year.
And when their first-string quarterback went down, I forget the East Carolina first-stringer's name, but when he went down, Mason Garcia kind of stepped in for, I think, one or two games.
Yeah.
So,
I remember he played in the Navy game last year.
Right, yeah. So there is Carolina Forest experience at that next level, which is good to see.
And then rounding it off, 3 guys at Wofford, both from all of them from the last couple of years. David Leggett from a couple of years ago, and 2 freshmen from last year, Kyle Watkins and Josh Harris, both now over at Wofford. Fort Dorchester has a good few as well, not just at the next level, but the level above that. Jalen Levine is the only one from last year's team to move up. He's at Bryant now. Tyler McClellan is at Campbell. Daquan Robinson at Charleston Southern. A couple of guys at Coastal, Emmanuel Johnson and Cameron Mitchell. Adonicus Sanders at Georgia Tech. Brandon Johnson at Navy. DeCarrion Joyner related to, I believe it's his brother of Davion Joyner at Carolina, at South Carolina. That's why I was about to say his brother's name earlier when we were talking about him. But both of them very good wide receivers. Obviously, Davion not quite getting any offers quite yet, but I think they'll be coming sooner rather than later. Also at South Carolina is Darrell Ware, and then three guys in the NFL level, Robert Quinn, Josh Simpson, and Carlos Dunlap on the Bears, Raiders, and Seahawks respectively.
And as a Seahawks fan myself, I've heard a few Carlos Dunlap's name a few separate times.
Just a few times.
And that's why when you were reading off the names, and I was looking at my paper, and I saw Carlos Dunlap, I was like, wait, he went here?
Yeah, he went to Fort Dorchester.
So that's one of those things that just kind of interesting facts. And just seeing who's walked through the halls and stepped on this field.
Yeah, that's one thing I like to see, and especially here at 5A, top level in the state, you definitely do get to see a good few guys. Every team that the Panthers are going to be facing this year, there's at least a few names that are either at the college level, not quite as many at the pro level, but there are still a few that, from each school. Obviously, for Socastee, it's Hunter Renfro. For Conway, it's Brian Edwards. For some reason, the Raiders like Grand Strand players.
You would think it's just funny that happens this way. I guess the scouting department lives down in Myrtle Beach.
They live over at Coastal and enjoy the surf turf. But we are just a few minutes away from kickoff of the second half, and I mean, we've talked about it. We've talked about all the different things, but I think we can both agree is defense. The defense is going to need to step up if the Panthers want to get back into this game.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because with the defense, they looked pretty. There was definitely holes in the defense last week, but they looked pretty good. But I think with the step up in level of competition, that's where it comes into play. And I would also like to add that because of, like we've mentioned, the Conway game being canceled and taken off the schedule, as of right now, we would start the season with 4 straight road games, and all of them would be an hour-plus road drives. Outside of West
Brunswick, I guess
right at an
it's
hour.
Right at an hour,
But you have Fort Dorchester that is 2 hours and 15-ish minutes.
Yeah, 2.5, I think it was.
And then you have Sumter, who is
about 2 hours.
About 2 hours. And then you finally get a close game at Socastee, roughly 4 or so weeks into the season. And
we don't even know what's going on for next week. It could be a more local game, or it could be going out to who knows where.
Yeah.
Or it could be a home game. We don't know.
Yeah. But that's just kind of weird because of the crazy scheduling, because of COVID. Yeah. That's how this is kind of going to work.
Because what's interesting, too, if you think, these two teams were supposed to play a couple of weeks from now at Carolina Forest on the original schedule. But instead, they're now playing in week 1 at Fort Dorchester. And, I mean, this place, you talked about the numbers, and this place, I'd say probably about, half full, 60% full?
Roughly. And it's definitely filled up since we've gotten past kickoff, since when we last were talking about it. I think it's getting closer to that 1.5 thousand number. I don't think it's quite there, but it is definitely still a roughly 60% full crowd here.
Yeah, and a pretty good contingent of Carolina Forest fans making the trip down from the Grand Strand, coming down, sitting on the visiting sideline, which we're actually in the visiting press box, so we're seeing the field backwards tonight.
Yeah, but I think this is I mean, last week we didn't have a visit. We had a share press box.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's advantages and different
Yes.
disadvantages.
Yes. As they are just about set to start the second half. And one thing that I meant to mention at the end of the first half, and kind of, I mean, this is why you decide to defer if you win the kickoff or win the coin toss. Carolina Forest actually won the kickoff or won the coin toss and elected to receive. This is why you defer, because you would get the ball back to start off the second half. But then again, but they lost the ball on the first possession. Right. So, as they do kick it off.
Lined up on the wrong
they lined up the wrong way. Carolina Forest was going to go left to right, but instead they will go right to left.
And now we are ready.
Now we are ready to kick it off. As J.J. Chaddock gets ready to kick it off. And a low kick. Actually, I think that's someone else kicking for. That was number 45.
It looked like maybe 48. I think it looked like 48 maybe.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
It definitely didn't look like number 80 though.
No, it definitely was not 80. And there's an offside penalty on Carolina Forest. So that pushes the ball up even further. Oh, no, they're actually going to make him re-kick it.
That looks, that's 48, it looks like, for kicking the ball off for Carolina Forest.
So number 48.
As they kick it off.
They will kick it off, and it will be a kick down to around the 33-yard line, getting a bit of a lane and getting all the way down to near the 50-yard line. Smalls makes and there is no 48 on my roster, so I'm not sure who's doing the kicking for Carolina Forest right now. But either way, the Patriots will take over at just around the 50-yard line. Great field position for them. The snap, the sweep play, and getting stuffed. Great defensive pressure and great defensive vision by Luke Janik. Getting into the backfield and making the stop and making a loss of 4. So it'll be 2nd and 14 for Dorchester.
And that was just a simple, it was a wide receiver sweep across the field, and just they were able to wrap up.
Yeah, great defensive awareness by Luke Janik. The snap, rolling out to his left, throwing on the run, and it will be caught. Looks like they're going to discuss it, and they will say it's completed.
I thought it hit. We are across the field because we are in the visiting press box, but it did look like it hit the ground first, and the Mark Morris looks like he is a little mad.
Yeah, Mark Morris is well out onto the field, not happy about that call, but nevertheless, Marion Mitchell makes a great sliding catch on the sideline, and that will be enough for a Fort Dorchester first down and more. 1st and 10, rolling out is Osborne. A little dump off, but it will be thrown out of bounds. And there is a penalty flag thrown.
And is this going to be another unsportsmanlike conduct call?
We'll have to wait and see.
It looked like the flag was after the play. I couldn't tell. Again, we're on the
Yeah.
cons of being on the far side of the field.
Yeah. We'll have to wait to see what the penalty flag will be on. The officials are discussing things. And they will pick it up. It was an errant flag. So it will be an incomplete pass. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now. Ball on the 30-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Now moving over, 3 wide on the near side, empty backfield. The screen pass, caught, and getting a lane, going down the sideline, 1 man to beat, and he will beat him. That is Michael Smalls with the 30-yard touchdown run off of the screen pass. And that's not what you want to see to start off the second half as a Panther fan. It's now 34-13.
That was another screen pass, and he was able to make a few guys miss. They had 2 people around the ball when he caught it, and he was able to split the defenders and just get upfield for a touchdown.
And now the extra point is up and good by Chase Kennedy, and that will extend the lead out to 35-13 with 10:50 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest football action here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Panthers trying to rebound from that score and hopefully get some points on the board. Down by 22 now, 35-13. The kickoff is up, and there are some whistles on the play, flag on the play, on the kickoff. The play is blown dead. Offside on Fort Dorchester, so they'll do it over again and push him back from the 40 back to the 35. They'll go back to the college/NFL line to kick from.
And just if you're the offense here, you need to score here if you want to come back into this game. And it's just going to be a matter of, even if the offense scores, they need a couple stops from the defense.
Does there come a time that you potentially say, okay, the defense isn't working, do we try an onside kick?
I don't think any time in the third quarter that you do that.
As that ball is kicked out to around the 10-yard line, taking it through the gap and getting all the way down to the 34-yard line is Owen Hall.
And I think the reason you don't do that in the third quarter is because they're already marching down the ball down the field. You don't want to give them better field position to start with already.
Yeah.
If they recover.
Yeah. So 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. The snap, screen pass, caught by Aponte, and he tried to get through the gap, but gets tripped up by number 10 on the defense. Actually, I believe they will call that. It was 18 on the defense, Rashawn Springs, who tripped him up. And that will they will get a gain of 4, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Snap, hands it off. Johnson bounces through the gap, and he will get the first down and a couple more yards before he's flipped up in the air on the tackle, and he will get a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And that was just another run, a little bit of a misdirection there. Johnson went to the right, to the far side of the field, and came back to the near side of the field for a good rush there.
The chain gang was about to give him a few more yards than I thought. I was surprised that they were going that far, and then they went back. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 46-yard line. The snap, hands it off. Johnson trying to get through the gap, but this time wrestled down by a couple of Patriots defenders, and they will not give him. They may give him 1 yard. They will give him 1 yard on the run, so it'll be 2nd and 9, ball on the 48-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, H-back on the far side as well. Motion on the line, and we'll see. It looked like they will call offside. It looked like Watson jumped the snap, so that will give the Panthers a shorter amount to gain on 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and 4 now. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. And more whistles are blown, and this time this one may have been false start.
I didn't see any movement on the line. I don't know what they're going to call here. And
it will be
false start.
Well, it'll be a illegal formation on the offense.
Yeah.
So they go up 5 yards, and then they bring them right back 5 yards. And you mentioned it before. Penalties have been hurting the Panthers all night.
And even when they get a penalty against Fort Dorchester, it just seems like they give it right back.
They give it right back, exactly. So now it'll be 2nd and 9 again. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, H-back near side. 5-step drop for Saylor, throwing it far side out to Schuessler. Schuessler gets around his man and runs down the sideline before getting pushed out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. A good out route by Schuessler right there. And it will be enough for another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. And they'll actually mark him down a little bit shorter than I initially thought. It will be at the 40-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 40. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Snap, hands it off, and Johnson gets crushed in the backfield for a loss of 2. DJ Geddes makes the tackle. Devin Geddes. So it'll be 2nd and 12 now. Ball on the 43-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Motion by the tight end from near side to far side. Now the snap. Saylor looking near side, throws it high. It's caught by Aponte, and he will get wrangled down at the 35-yard line by Springs. And that will be a gain of 7. So make that 3rd and 5. So it will now be 3rd and 5 for the Panthers.
And this kind of feels like the West Brunswick game in reverse, just because I feel like every time they score, we score, and it just keeps it close enough where you can call it close, but not really.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side, and more whistles are blown. Another flat. Oh, no, actually a timeout will be called. Fort Dorchester decides to call a timeout, and we'll take one with them. 7:45 left to go in the third quarter, 35-13. Patriots in the lead here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls is Myrtle Beach's first Acai restaurant. Costa Bowls is a fruit bowl restaurant that also serves pitaya bowls, makes smoothies, hot oatmeal bowls, and parfaits. Costa Bowls. Eat something fresh and healthy on the go. Costa Bowls always serves fresh and healthy food that is happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls. Always fresh.
Panthers with a 3rd and 5 in just a moment following this timeout. And you have to wonder what play they decide to run here, because thus far in this drive, the running game hasn't been working too much.
And it almost feels like there shouldn't be where they are.
Yeah.
There's not really been a big play. It's just been kind of methodically running, just driving the ball down the field with the short to intermediate passing game.
But that's exactly what I was saying from the first quarter, what they needed to do. It seemed like that was working, and it continues to work. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Fake handoff. Sailor will take it himself. He'll get a gap. He'll go, and he will go down the near side sideline but before getting pushed out of bounds at around the 5-yard line. And that will be another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Great read option by Scott Sailor.
And there's a Fort Dorchester defensive player down on the near sideline, right around where Scotty Sailor was taken down out of bounds.
So may have gotten a little bump as a result of the tackle down the sideline. So we'll take a quick break while they tend to the injured player and come right back with the... Oh, no, actually, looks like he was able to... Oh, no, they are taking players off the field. So we'll take a quick break and come right back with 1st and goal here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
There's a new breakfast in town. Our new Bo's Chicken Biscuit isn't just good. With a scratch-made, fluffy buttermilk biscuit and bold, crunchy, hand-breaded fried chicken, it's convert to a morning person good. Just found your new go-to good. Capital G-O-O-D good. Because our breakfast is the kind of breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast good. Bo's Chicken Biscuit. It's good. It's Bo time.
1st and 10, ball on the 5-yard line. Shotgun set, H-back on the near side. Snap by Sailor, hands it off. Johnson tries to blast through, and he will just get to the line. I don't think he quite got there. They will mark him down at the 1-yard line. So it will be 2nd and goal. Ball on the 1-yard line for the Panthers.
And on that Scotty Sailor read option that set them up in this 2nd and goal situation, that's just a simple quarterback keeper, get to the outside and let your block set up.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, H-back on the near side. Sailor takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson gets wrangled down, gets ripped down. A great tackle by number 2. And that was Terrell Mathis who made the tackle. And that's not what you want to see as the Panthers. Now it will be 3rd and goal from the 3 after that tackle for a loss. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. H-back and running back on the near side. A new running back in right now. Sailor snaps it, fake handoff, dumps it off, and going in is number 88, Braden McOrder. He will make the catch and get it into the end zone for the touchdown off of the screen pass. A little trickeration there, bringing in some new players for the Panthers.
Yeah, and that was a couple of seconds. The running back was a 3rd string running back, and then the wide receiver was, it looks like a 2nd string.
Yeah, 2nd string.
So kind of bringing in some new players, the defense not knowing what they're going to do.
A great screen pass, and kicking the extra point is blocked. And that is huge because now even a 2-point conversion won't get you a tie if you manage to come back. So now they have to score even more points.
Yeah, and now you need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions to tie this game up while they're down by 16.
So it's 35-19. So the Panthers are down by 26.
16.
Or 16, excuse me. Can't math today, apparently.
I guess not. But still a good conversion there.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, they're down by 16. So now you can score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion. Score another touchdown, get another 2-point conversion.
But again, it's going to be up to the
defense, of course.
To get those 2 stops that you need to be able to tie this game up.
Yeah.
And to be honest, with that was a pretty quick drive. That was only around 3-4 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So if this defense can get off the field with maybe an interception or a quick 3-and-out or 4-and-out, or depending on what Fort Dorchester wants to do, but if they can get off the field, it would do wonders for their chances to win this game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So a little pooch kick is fielded at around the 10-yard line, taken down to the 37-yard line. So that's where Fort Dorchester will take the ball, and it will be 1st and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. The snap. 3-step drop, looking down the field and throwing it, trying to get it to the receiver down the far sideline, but a little too far. Marion Mitchell was the intended receiver, so that'll be 2nd and 10. And maybe that's what the Panthers need, a few errant passes. A few errant passes by Osborne, could perhaps get them back into this game.
Yeah, and I think with how good their passing game is going to be, they just need to be able to stop the pass.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hands off, up the middle. Still on his feet, still chugging. Getting it, bouncing it out to the outside a little bit, and able to take it all the way down for a 1st down is Jake Jenkins. So now it'll be a 1st and 10. Ball in Carolina Forest territory now on Carolina Forest 49-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. They'll hand it off and trying to bounce to the far side, but getting taken down after a gain of only 1, maybe 2, is Jenkins once again. They will actually say he just got back. Well, they'll give him 1 yard. So make it 2nd and 9 now on the 48-yard line. Shotgun set, trips on the near side. Now the motion man from the running back slot to the near side. 4 wide on the near side, looking near side. Passes it down the field, and it's caught. And that is Marion Mitchell who makes the catch. And he takes it all the way down to the 30-yard line. And that will be enough for another Fort Dorchester 1st down with 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. 35-18 is the score. The snap. Looking, throwing up the middle, caught, and making a few defenders miss. Still on his feet and taking it all the way into the end zone.
There's a flag on the play.
But there is a flag on the play.
Back near the line of scrimmage. I was focused on down the field when the catch was made, but I can't tell if that's going to come back or not.
Considering where it is, I think it probably will. Oh no, it's a personal foul on the Panthers. That penalty will be declined, and that's another Fort Dorchester touchdown. And now they are up 41-19.
And he had all day to throw in that pocket. And just no pressure on him whatsoever.
I believe that was Davion Joyner who caught that. Trey Ryan actually made the catch for the touchdown.
So not a name that we've really called today.
Yeah.
But comes out and makes an explosive
we've
play.
called him a couple of times, but not too many. As now Chase Kennedy gets ready to kick the extra point. The extra point is up and good. And that extends the lead. It's now 42-19. And like we talked about, the defense is going to need to make a stop if the Panthers have any chance of getting back into this game. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action right here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Panthers set to get the ball back on offense. High kick is fielded at the 10-yard line and taken down at around the 15-yard line. And that's where the Panthers will take over. Oh, no, they'll actually mark him at the 18-yard line. So that's where the Panthers will take over on offense with 4.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Sailor. I did again. Sailor hands it off and taken down after only I don't know if he even got back to the line. They will say he did get a gain of 1. That's Trey Dixon who's out there. So looks like Mark Morris is trying to get a few more players in, see what they can do. Sailor takes a snap, looking near side, throws it, and that ball got tipped at the line. Was trying to get it to number 23, Kellen McDowell. And that will set up a 3rd and 9 for the Panthers.
I mean, like you said, ball got tipped up at the line. Defensive lineman able to make a good play on the ball.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Watkins looking at his play chart on his wrist. Now gets set. And it's a high snap. It goes over the head of Watkins all the way into the end zone. Who comes up with it? It's still up for grabs. And Fort Dorchester comes up with it in the end zone. And that will be a Fort Dorchester touchdown. They will say that Carolina Forest came up with it first. So it will be a safety for Fort Dorchester. But still a big blow, a tough break for Carolina Forest is now 44-19. And the Panthers now have to punt it away and give the ball right back to Fort Dorchester.
Yeah, and just a high snap there over Scotty Saylor's head, and he's just not able to come up with the football, and it just rolls into the end zone.
And so just more and more tough breaks for the Panthers.
It's just been a rough game.
It has been.
This game.
It has been. And we talked about it last week on the good side, but now, doesn't look like they're going to get anywhere close to one of the biggest losses. The fifth biggest loss was a 51-point loss to Marion. So they're not going to get onto that level tonight, at least.
And if I'm being really true right now, I think that Carolina Forest's offense hasn't really played that poorly today. I think it's just been more on the younger defense just not being able to really come up with stops.
And that ball is kicked off, fielded, and taken all the way down into Carolina Forest territory. They will mark him down at the 41-yard line, so that's where the Patriots will take over. So 1st and 10, ball on the 41-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Snap, 2-step drop, looking, and getting some pressure, and they will rule him down. I believe they will rule him down back at the 47-yard line. They will. A great job by number 32, Michael Smith, coming into the backfield, getting the pressure on the blitz, and getting the sack on Zoltan Osborne. So that'll set up 2nd and 15. Ball on the 46-yard line.
And that was just good pressure, good block shed on the line there, and being able to get to the QB.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. The snap. Osborne rolls out, tries a screen pass, and it will fall incomplete. Joyner tried to slide down to make the catch, but just could not hang on to it. And now we'll make it a 3rd and long. And could you imagine now the defense finally comes alive?
Yeah, and I think it's just them. I think it's Coach Mark Morris being like, hey, if y'all don't get a stop right here, you cannot fathom how much we will run on practice. Yeah. And that's just kind of one of those things where it's more of a pride thing now than anything else.
And it may also be a thing of, and we talked about this potentially being the case with this team this season, is they're learning on the job. They're being thrown, West Brunswick was no slouch, but, they were, equivalent to a 3A school here in South Carolina. So it was a team that the Panthers should have been able to win, and they did. But now they're getting thrown right into the fire against the number 2 ranked team in the state.
And it's one of those things where we mentioned it last week, where would it be better for them to get an easier non-region schedule than to get a harder Fort Dorchester schedule? Well, they got the best of both worlds a little bit.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those situations where this defense is starting to learn through the process of being thrown into the fire. Screen pass attempt will be caught, and wide open field for Joyner. Joyner goes down the far sideline. He'll take it all the way. And They will call him out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
And you know what that is? That is us not knocking on wood that the defense was doing good on this drive, and they said, you know what? That's no longer the case.
Yeah. So it'll be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line for the Patriots, and they'll look to expand the lead even further. 44-19 currently in the lead with just a little over 2.5 left to go in the third quarter. Hands it off, bounces it to the far side, and taking it in on his own is Michael Smalls. Just an easy 1-yard scamper. Oh, actually, that was Zion Reynolds who made that carry. Fort Dorchester deciding to bring in some of their backups as well. And they get the easy he gets the easy scamper into the end zone, the 1-yard run. The extra point is up and good, and that'll extend the lead out to 51-19.
A 32-point lead for Fort Dorchester right there. And it's just, like we've said time and time again, it's the defense just hasn't been able to get a stop. Looked like they were going to get a stop earlier in the drive on a 3rd and 15, and then a screen pass into open space got the big gain of the drive to get them down at the 1-yard line to set up the touchdown run.
Yeah, and, like we talked about, looking at it on a positive level, this is going to be some great film for Coach Mark Morris to look at, especially if we don't know what's going to happen for next week. Obviously, Coach Morris is going to want to get another opponent in as that ball is kicked off and will be fielded at the 5-yard line, trying to bounce near side, losing his balance a little bit, still on his feet, trying to get around the corner, but getting pushed out of bounds at around the 17-yard line will be at Anthony Aponte.
And he stumbled a little bit on that run. He was trying to reverse field to find some open space, and he had some a little bit, but stumbled a little bit at the end of that run and got pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, that stumble, I don't think he would have been able to get around the edge, but I think he might have been able to get a few more yards.
Yeah.
They will mark him down at the 18-yard line. So it will be 1st and 10 from there. Shotgun set. 1 wide on either side. 2 tight ends in. Throwing it over to the far side. That will be caught, but then dropped by Schussler. Had his hands on it, but then bobbles it and drops it. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Actually, that might be one of the first times that we've seen an RPO that, like we saw last week against West Brunswick, a little fake to the running back and read the defense to see if you should hand it off or not.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side again. Saylor, high snap, has to fake the handoff quickly, and he tries to take it himself, but he will only get a couple of yards. They'll mark him down at the 23-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd and 7 now. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Running back on the far side is Johnson. The snap, Saylor, 1-step drop, looking near side, passes it near side, and is caught and taken all the way down to the 46-yard line by T. Mars McCollum. And that'll be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And kind of like we said at the halftime show, not really a volume receiver, but more of a big play receiver.
They'll mark it down at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, hands it off. Johnson trying to get through the gap, but filled up quickly by Patriots, and he will just get maybe 1 yard on the play. And it will be 2nd and 9 now for the Panthers. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Actually, I take that back. 2 wide on the near side, 1 on the far side. The snap, screen pass over to McCollum. McCollum tries to break the corner but gets pushed out of bounds at around the 49-yard line.
And that Anthony Aponte.
No, it was actually Aponte who made that catch.
But he also looked shaken up as there was a play near the sideline and he slipped on the tarp, it looked like, and he's a little shaken up. He's limping and he went over to the sideline.
So he'll come out of the game for just a little bit. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Ball on the 49-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. 3-step drop for Saylor. Saylor looks down the middle, throws it, and incomplete, but there no flag. Looked like the Fort Dorchester cornerback pulled McCollum down a little quickly.
It looked like he kind of pulled his arm down to try to reach around and go swat that ball away.
Yeah, I thought that looked like it could have been a pass interference on Springs, but no call. So now it's 4th and 6, and the Panthers are going to go for it. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor snaps it, speed option. He'll take it himself. He'll blast through the line, get a first down and more, bringing it down to the 41-yard line, and that'll be enough for a Carolina Forest Tony McAfee State Farm first down.
And just another speed option. Like they've kind of gone to that when they've needed it on 4th and short to intermediate.
And it seems to be working, at least for the most part. 1st and 10, ball on the 41-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor with the 3-step drop. He'll go deep. He'll go down the middle of the field, and it is caught. No, they will say it dropped. It looked like Schuessler had it. He came up with it, but they are going to say it fell incomplete. I thought he caught that.
It looked like a catch. He was kind of trailing the ball, kind of lost it. It looked like, but it looked like he came up with the ball.
But either way, it is an incomplete pass on the deep pass by Saylor to Schuessler. And it will be a 2nd and 10. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Rolling out, now a screen pass over to McCollum. McCollum will get stuffed at the line. And they will give him 1 yard. So it'll be a 3rd and 9 now with the ball at the 39-yard line. And that will end the 3rd quarter. So with 1 quarter left to play, looks like this one's all but over, unfortunately, with the score 51-19 heading into the final quarter. We'll take a quick break and come right back with the final quarter here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls is Myrtle Beach's first Acai restaurant. Costa Bowls is a fruit bowl restaurant that also serves pitaya bowls, makes smoothies, hot oatmeal bowls, and parfaits. Costa Bowls. Eat something fresh and healthy on the go. Costa Bowls always serves fresh and healthy food that is happiness in a bowl. Costa Bowls. Always fresh.
Final quarter of action here in Fort Dorchester, here in North Charleston at Bagwell Stadium. Panthers trailing it by 32, 51-19. I did my math right this time.
Yes, sir.
I can math, I promise.
Just a little off sometimes.
Yeah, just off by about 10 points. So 51-19 as we head into the final quarter. Panthers going left to right now on your listening dials as Sailor rolls out, but the play is ruled dead.
There's a flag on
the play. It will be a false start on the offense.
And that makes third and longer.
Well, it was 3rd and 10. I guess that is technically 3rd and long. But now it's 3rd and very long.
Yeah. At least in high school football terms.
Yes. Can we get a 4th and 27 like the Packers?
Can we get a Ravens Super Bowl run where he dumps it off to the running back and he just runs for 1,000,000 yards? I feel like that should be a thing.
Yeah. Well, we know Luke Janik can do it every now and again.
we could see Johnson doing it every once in a while.
Shotgun set 2 wide on either side. Speed option. Sailor keeps it himself. Now pitches it over to Johnson. Johnson will take it down to the 33-yard line. That will be a gain of 8. A gain of 13 for him. And it will be a 4th and 3 now for the Panthers. And they're going to go for it.
That was a good speed option there by Sailor, knowing when to pitch the ball off.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Sailor looking to the sideline for a play. Calling out the play and looking at his play chart on his wrist. Now takes the snap. 3-step drop, looking near side, throws it near side, caught by Schussler, and he's pushed out of bounds. But not before the Panthers are able to get another Tony McAfee State Farm first down. And the Panthers are driving here, trying to get at least some offense going in this final quarter of the game. A little under a minute off the clock here in the fourth quarter. Hands it off, running up the gap and getting through a little bit before being taken down is...
Look like number 16 on that one.
I believe that's one of the super backups. So I may have to look at... Oh, no, it's DeAndre Ham. Or, excuse me, that's Fort Dorchester's lineup. As that ball is handed off and getting through the gap and getting some good yardage is Trey Dixon. And that last play was Bryson Johnson who ran that ball, the 4th-string running back for the Panthers. Trey Dixon gets some good yardage, and that will be enough for another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. It'll be 1st and goal, ball on the 8-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Dixon moves from near side to far side. Sailor hands it off to Dixon. Dixon tries to get through the gap. And actually, Sailor decided to keep it himself. Or no, excuse me. Yes, Sailor did decide to keep it himself and did not get any yards. And so it will be a 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line.
And that time, the Patriots there stopping the run there on the read option.
So 2nd and goal, shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Sailor, 3-step drop, looking near side, throws a bullet, and it is almost intercepted, but it will fall incomplete instead. A great job by Springs reading that pass, trying to go to Schussler, but Rashawn Springs was able to jump in front of that ball, and if he would have been able to, well, he was diving a bit, so he would have fell anyway, but if he wouldn't have dove, and he would have been able to catch that cleanly, it would have been gone. That would have been a pick six all day.
Yeah, and that was just a great play on the football by him, just trying to even being able to in a position to make that play.
Shotgun set, 2 wide either side. Hands it off to Dixon. Dixon blasts through, and he will get into the end zone for a touchdown. Trey Dixon just fighting his way through the gap and shedding a few tackles in the process. And he will get into the end zone for a Carolina Forest Panther touchdown. 51-25 right now. And they will decide to kick the extra point. The extra point is up and good this time. So it's 51-26 now.
Can you do the math on that one?
25.
There you go.
That one's easy. That one's easy.
There you go. But it's just been the story of the night. I think for this one, we did a story of the night last night, which was the offense being able to score a lot of points, and I think this game showed that when the Panthers' offense is slowed even a little bit,
that you're gonna have problems.
That you're gonna have problems, especially with an offense that is as good as Fort Dorchester's is. There's just no way that you're gonna be able to win a game with only playing offense against this team.
Well, that's going to be the key for this team, it seems, is for teams that they should be able to beat, that then they can just run up the score and, they should be fine. But for teams that, they're going to have problems defensively, they're really going to need the offense to produce. And one thing to note, this is going to be the first game, I think, and I'll have to ask Ian Guerin next to us because he was the one that wrote about this. This is going to be the first time, barring something crazy happening, the first time in like 6 or 7 games that the Panthers have not scored 50 or 35 points or more.
Yeah, and that's just a testament to how well that the Panthers' offense has been in the past however many years it was.
Yeah, well, it was all of last year, or the majority of last year, and then, starting this year. But, yeah, it's been a crazy ride thus far this year, and last year, obviously. But we're back to action. The kickoff was taken down to the 40-yard line, hands it off, and trying to get around the corner and getting taken down after a gain of only a couple is Jake Jenkins, number 24. A little over 9 minutes left to go in the game. And you have to wonder, in a game like this, do you maybe try some unique things on both sides of the ball to see some things that you may want to try in another game now with this game so far out in front? Screen pass, trying to get it to Trey Ryan, but it's incomplete. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
And I think to answer your question, I think you don't. I think that you know the plays that you want to run trickeration-wise, but you don't want to give teams film on it.
That's true. Yeah.
So you don't want to give them a first look, a sneak peek at it.
Very true. Shotgun set, they'll hand it off, and getting down, Jake Jenkins takes it for a few yards. They'll give him 3. So it'll be 4th and 7 from the 43-yard line.
But like I was saying, you don't want to give them, film on a play that you want to run later, and it's going to be just the same type of formations. You don't want to give them a look at it.
Yeah.
In a meaningless game when you're down 25 or whatever, or 25.
Yeah. Are you having a problem with math now?
Maybe. I think you're rubbing off on me a little bit.
We don't math up here apparently.
I guess not.
So as a whistle is blown on the snap.
Looks like delay of game, judging by the zeros on the play clocks
that
there.
may be the case. Chase Kennedy was about to punt it away, and you are correct. It is delay of game on Fort Dorchester.
I'm like 5 of 6 on penalty calls right now. But I think this just goes back to what we said time and time again. Just defense is going to have to show up if we see this when we see this team again, hopefully in playoffs.
The punt is up, and Schussler will let it bounce. It will roll all the way down to the 14-yard line, or excuse me, to the 9-yard line. Or no, I was right. It was 14-yard line.
But I mean, this is kind of like last week, just in a reverse.
Reversed, yeah.
You just don't know what to say because you've said
the same things so many times.
But I will say, for as much as the defense has kind of been off and on, I will say the offense has been pretty good this entire game.
Now this
minus the opening play fumble from Luke Janik.
Yes. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Sailor. I did it again. Sailor throws it near side, caught, staying on his feet and getting pushed out of bounds is Owen Hall who makes the catch.
And we said his name a few times, and that's a name that we didn't really call a lot in the West Brunswick game. So just maybe a little bit of an expanded role in this game. But
yeah, just trying to get more receivers active, I think.
Yeah.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off. Dixon tries to get around the edge, but he will not be able to. He'll get taken down for a loss of a couple. And that will bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 from the 15-yard line. And this is a question that, if you want to think about it and answer it during the post-game show. But the interesting question I have now, as the shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, 3-step drop, throwing it far side, caught and taken down a little short of the first down marker is Aponte. So that will be 4th and 2. Ball on the 20-yard line. Make that 21-yard line. They will go for it. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Sailor calling out a play. And it's a high snap, but there's a whistle, penalty flag on the play.
And just looks like another false start from the offense. And just that's kind of been the story.
Yeah.
If there was a second key factor to this game, I think it was
penalties.
Penalties.
But what I was going to ask is, we've seen what happens when the Panthers have to play one of the top-notch opponents. And now with Conway, you lose the Conway game, and you're going to look for a game. Do you look for a team that may give you a boost of confidence by being a lower level, or do you still challenge yourself? As that punt, they decide to punt it, and it will roll down to the 29-yard line, and that's where Fort Dorchester will take over, but there is a flag on the play with 6:12 remaining in the game. It will be a penalty on Fort Dorchester.
Yeah, I can't tell what they're talking about there?
On
Carolina Forest.
But then he also pointed to the Fort Dorchester side as well. So, but apparently it's a penalty on Carolina Forest.
Yeah.
The yardage will be assessed after the punt. So it will be 1st and 10 with the ball on the 34-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hands it off, trying to get through the gap, but not able to. Zion Reynolds gets a gain of a couple. So that'll be 2nd and 7, ball on the 42-yard line.
And that's a Panther looking like it's down on the ground. Can't see the number.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it is. But so did you want to answer that question now, or did you want to wait and think about it?
I think I'll answer now that we have the time.
Okay.
I think that you schedule an opponent that not necessarily that you could beat, because anything can happen on any given Friday, but maybe try to find, if this is possible, like you said, not an in-region game, but a closer game that you don't have to travel so far for, because I think it's not as big of a deal when it's high school, because you're not going 7 hours away or whatever.
Of course.
But travel still impacts the player.
It still does.
Especially when you're in that hot bus. I've been there before. You're in that hot bus for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So I think you schedule a closer opponent, not necessarily an easier opponent, strength-wise.
The problem, though, with that thought is there aren't that many teams in the Grand Strand area that you can pick from. The run to the outside, breaking through the gap and getting a big gain is Marion Mitchell on the sweep run. He found a seam and he took it there and brings it all the way down to the Panther 44-yard line.
But like you mentioned earlier, North Myrtle Beach is open for play this upcoming week after coming off quarantine. It's a crazy season. It'll just depend on who comes out of quarantine when and what happens with that.
Yeah, it's going to be another interesting week to see who the Panthers will play. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hands it off. And going all the way down the sideline before being pushed out is number 23. That is someone that I don't have on the roster. I believe he's one of the backups, the far down on the depth chart guys. Apparently it was 22. Again, those numbers that are hard to read. It was Zion Reynolds getting the run. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Snap, hands it off. Trying to get through the line, but not able to. Smalls with the run, and he gets a gain of a couple.
And just kind of been the story of the game in this fourth quarter as they're trying to run down the clock, just kind of running the ball, and they're still getting yardage on almost every play.
Yeah.
So it's not just kind of sitting in one spot type of thing. They're moving the ball down the field, running the ball as well.
The Panthers have had some moments on defense where they've shown some sparks, though, which is something that you can take some closure in with this game. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Osborne takes a snap, fake handoff, passes it out to the far side, and it's dropped. Wide open. Troy Rohde was the intended receiver, and he was wide. Troy Roney was the intended receiver, and he was wide open.
Just kind of out in the flat there.
Yeah.
No one was really guarding on that flat, and just kind of just dropped it in the flat.
Couldn't hang on to it. So that'll set up third and long, 3rd and 7. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Excuse me. Yeah, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off, and Michael Smalls will get a gain of a couple. So that'll bring up 4th and 2 with the ball on the 23-yard line. And we'll see what they do. They decide they're going to go for it on 4th down. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side once more.
Running down the play clock here, trying to run as much clock off as possible.
Just trying to run the clock down. Hands it off, and almost getting to the line. We'll see where they mark him. Smalls with the run, and looks like they will not. No, they will give him the first down.
Right at the first down marker, it looked like.
Just barely getting across the line to gain. Down at the 20-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. And the whistle is blown.
And I would like to take a guess on this one. Offside on Carolina Forest, it looked like. It looked like the edge rusher came a little early.
You are dead on, my good sir.
That was a little bit more.
That was a little more clear cut.
Clear cut than the other ones, but just again, penalties just killing Carolina Forest. Even after the outcome has been decided.
Yeah.
Just not able to just get off the field without a without a penalty not being committed.
Shotgun set. 2 wide on the far side, hands it off, and trying to get through. Oh, actually, Osborne decided to keep it himself. A good read option, trickeration. I thought he handed it off, but he gets taken down without getting really much of anything.
So I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
So with Conway being taken off the schedule, do you think that it will? So it obviously makes the games more important because if Conway doesn't get rescheduled, the first one, then obviously the second
one would be the one that would count. Yeah.
Right. So do you think Carolina Forest just kind of, not that they're going to rest players obviously, but kind of takes these non-region games a little less serious because if they do schedule a non-serious opponent, do you think they take it a little more lax because of the non-region games being less important and not want to get anyone hurt or that type of thing?
The handoff, I'll answer that question in a second. The handoff was taken down for a gain of about 1, so it'll be 3rd and 1 at the 6-yard line. Or about the 7-yard line. But I don't think so, just simply because, like with this game, especially if you do schedule a lower level team, you're gonna use that game as a way to have these players, these younger players. That ball's bounced out to the outside and taken into the end zone for another Patriots touchdown. Reynolds takes it in himself on the handoff, and that will extend the lead. It's now 57-26. Excuse me, 25.
And I would like to take away my question because that's exactly what you're talking about. You want the people to get the extra reps even in this game.
Yeah, so, no, to answer your question, you definitely, even if you schedule a lower opponent, you still want to have your starters out there the whole game to give them those reps, to get them prepared for the region schedule, and to, have them learn. As the extra point is up and good. And with 57.8 seconds left to go in this game, this one's all but over. 58-26 won't, like we mentioned before, not quite to the level of some of their losses in the past, but still, and Fort Dorchester remains perfect against Carolina Forest.
And that just kind of continues the notion that Charleston is just a good sports city, really, especially in South Carolina, when really the only other schools are the upstate schools that, like your Greenville high schools, your Columbia high schools, like those types of things.
Yeah, in terms of, the lower state, Carolina Forest has been a great team for the last couple of years, but, the cream of the crop is still seems to be in the Low Country, in the Charleston area, and in the Columbia area. As they will kick it off, and they'll just pooch kick it, and caught, and will roll down at around the 10-yard line. So, with my question before, would you want to see them play a team like North Myrtle Beach, or do you think that's too much of a too big of a challenge at this point?
I think that because I think they need to find an opponent somewhere in between West Brunswick and Fort Dorchester. I think that's kind of where we need to be.
Yeah.
So we can see where we are at.
So I would say a middle of the road 4A school probably.
So I think North Myrtle Beach is the closest thing that they're going to get to that, as Carolina Forest looking like they're going to run the last play of the game here.
Yep. 30 seconds left to go in this game. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Two wide on both sides. The little screen pass is dropped. Intended for number 14. That is Gavin Beeson out there getting some work. 24.7 seconds left to go.
And like we've kind of said all game, I think this is more of a defense not really stepping up as much as we think that they can, at least what they showed in the West Brunswick game.
Screen pass again trying to go to Beeson on the screen pass, and again not able to hang on to it. So 21.7 seconds left to go now.
And I think just going into this, if we do find a game for this upcoming Friday, the focus in practice is going to be defense on the Carolina Forest side.
Absolutely. 3rd and 10, shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. This time they'll hand it off. And getting taken down at around the line of scrimmage. And that should run out the clock. Does not look like we're going to have another play run in this one. The clock will run down to 0, and that will do it. Final score, 58-25. Panthers lose this one in pretty decisive fashion. But there are, like we mentioned, there are some things to learn from in this game. And now the big question is, who do they face off against next week?
Yeah, and I think Conway was kind of that game that they could have looked forward to as a little bit of a confidence booster. I think I was very confident in our ability to be able to beat Conway.
Definitely.
So I think this is just kind of the game. This is kind of the week where you try to find an opponent and hope. The main candidate is North Myrtle Beach, as we've seen, as we've talked about so far. But you just never know with how crazy COVID is. North Myrtle Beach could catch a case.
Exactly.
It just depends on what the situation is.
Or just neither team wants to play an away game, because I'm sure that Carolina Forest does not want to play what would end up being at least 4 road games in a row.
Yeah, it would be West Brunswick last week, Fort Dorchester today, and then you would have North Myrtle Beach on the road. If we
Actually, yeah, it would be 5. Because
Sumter and Saukesty.
Yeah, it would both be away games as well. So they definitely want to get a home game in, but the question is whether or not they're going to be able to.
Right.
So yeah, it's going to be another crazy week of just waiting to see what happens, how the dominoes fall. But that'll just about wrap it up for us here. Once again, final score 48-25. Panthers lose this one and fall to 1-1. They hopefully will return next week. We'll see what happens. As always, be sure to follow the network at CFHS Panthers FBN for all the updates. As soon as we find out something about who the Panthers are playing next week, we'll get it out for you guys. And so hopefully you will join us next week for another game of Carolina Forest Panther football action. Once again, final score 58-25 is the final. Fort Dorchester wins this one. For Preston Payne, I'm Brandon Biskobing saying so long, and we'll talk to you guys